We begin with Nigeria's governing party, the All Progressives Congress, and the controversy surrounding the party's ongoing electronic membership registration and revalidation exercise. In several states across the country, allegations of deliberate exclusion and factional manipulation have continued to trail the registration, thereby exposing and widening internal cracks within the party ahead of general elections in 2027. Whereas complaints of glitches and access restrictions had earlier surfaced in states such as Benue and Rivers, the controversy deepened this week following claims that APC members loyal to the member representing Kaura Namoda, Birnin Magaji Federal Constituency of Zamfara State in the House of Representatives, Sani Aminu Jaji, were systematically denied participation during the registration. The lawmaker later stormed the APC National Secretariat during the week to lay a complaint before the APC National Chairman, Nentawe Yilwatda. Meanwhile, the National Working Committee of the party disclosed days ago that it will take all necessary corrective measures, including replacing state coordinators where the exercise is found to have been faulty. Now, beyond Zamfara, the APC's e-registration exercise has reportedly faced difficulties in other states, with party insiders citing low registration figures, technical challenges, disputes over access to registration devices, and accusations of factional hijack of the process. In some states, party officials have warned that coordinators who fail to ensure inclusive registration risk sanctions as the national leadership struggles to harmonize the digital exercise nationwide. Well, for more on the APC membership controversy, we have joining us from Kaduna, the member representing Kaura Namoda, Birnin Magaji Federal Constituency of Zamfara State in the House of Representatives, Honorable Sani Aminu Jaji, who during the week stormed the APC National Secretariat to have a meeting with the national chairman. And then, of course, he's been complaining of his supporters being excluded, just like others. And one of those who have also complained about being excluded is Honorable Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi, all in Zamfara State. And the question is, why are we having these challenges more in Zamfara State? Honorable, so good to have you on the show. So talk to us, why exactly is Zamfara State being the major flashpoint of all of these challenges?
Well, thank you for having me. You know, the issue or the development in our party in Zamfara State doesn't appear to me as something new. It's something that has happened before. But even though I thought maybe the other stakeholders and sub-stalwart of the APC in Zamfara State, they have learned a lesson from what has happened before. Looking at the fact that in 2018, similar incidents happens where each and every member of the APC who is a loyal or my supporter or my friend or well-wishers from the party, they were not allowed. They were not allowed to participate in the then party congresses. Some of them they were excluded from participating in the process. However, in 2021, a similar episode happened when the then governor Ahmed Sani Rima Bakura, he was denied his APC membership registration until the late President Muhammadu Buhari intervened into the issue before he has been registered. Similarly, before the commencement of the exercise, you know, there is other insinuation. Then some of my members, they called me and said that there are insinuation going around that the moment the national body of the APC give all rights for the party to start the APC revalidation, anybody who is loyal to me, my members or my supporters, will not be allowed to be registered. I said, you know, we should not be working with the insinuation. Let's work on the fact. Then I traveled while I was in my laser hajj. They called me. They said that anybody that is known to be my supporter, a loyal APC member, who to me, he was not allowed to be registered in the ongoing APC revalidation exercise. Then they had a press conference. They wrote a petition. They took the petition to the national headquarters of our great party. After I came back, I called for a stakeholders meeting, which was held last week Sunday, which I heard from all the stakeholders that attended the meeting. After hearing from them, I equally constituted a committee that they should go back to the various local government to engage with the other stakeholders so that to find out what is exactly going on about the membership registration of our great party, the APC. However, I called on the chairman. I said that I hope you are back from your trip to Morocco. He said that really he's now on ground. Then he said I should come over on Tuesday to meet with him, Wednesday to meet with him in his office, which I did. I have a robust engagement with him, an understanding one, and then while I'm with him, I met them having some others meeting on how to resolve the issue of Benway. He said that from the way he looked at it, under his leadership, he's not going to allow anybody to undermine any member of the party for whatever right or reason. Then unanimously, they agreed and they directed me to meet with the Deputy National Organizing Secretary to resolve the issue. With there and then, they were asked to call on the coordinator.
All right.
And looking at the scenario of Zamfara State, most of the state is this APC State Organizing Secretary, the one appointed or nominated or recruited or given training to serve as the coordinator of this revalidation exercise. Then the State Organizing Secretary, he participated in the training. He was in Kaduna. After they received the training, then later the two former governors, they find their way to see that the State Organizing Secretary, who happens to be my supporter, he is not allowed, or he was sidelined from participating in the exercise as is in the other state. Then, according to our discussion with the national chairman and the other members of the NWC,
right,
they said that they will resolve the issue before 12 noon. So that is exactly what happened. But up to this time, there is nothing from them. And then I told them that I said it's going to be very, very difficult for them to comply with any order coming from you, because they think that they can do what they did, because people that are piloting or that are instructing the people there to do the exercise, they did it before.
All right.
And then there was a time
just go ahead.
One of the former governor, that is I think everybody knows what happened in 2018, when the former governor goes against the party constitution, goes against the electoral act. He conducted his own primary election on his own without recourse to the law. So I said to them that this is the way they were doing it, and then I don't think they will listen to any order, unless if you can onboard the organizing secretary from your own end. But for them to onboard the organizing secretary to serve as the co-coordinator of this exercise, it's not going to be, it's something that they will not subscribe to whatever instruction you are giving to them, because you can only instruct somebody who is loyal to the party, somebody who feels that really a party is supreme, and somebody who believes that really there is a rule of law. So if somebody has maybe disagreement or dissent with any of the three that I mentioned here,
I will just have to interject now, because you're mentioning them and they and all of that. Who exactly are these former governors that you're talking about? And are they that powerful than the APC national chairman, that a directive will come from the APC national secretariat, and yet that directive will not be obeyed?
Of course, the two former governors, Abdulaziz Yari Abakar and then the Bello Maman Matole, these are the two former governors that they were, orchestrating all that is happening to the APC members in the state. So these are the two former governors, and all of them, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, there are scenarios that has happened before, particularly during the Governor Abdulaziz Yari Abakar, who, his own way of doing things, that he wanted to disenfranchise the former governor who happened to be his boss, Ahmed Sani Rimbokura, from having membership registration in 2021, if not because of the, as I mentioned earlier, if not because of the intervention of the late President Muhammadu Buhari, certainly he will not be registered as a member of the party. And then that is exactly what is going on now. And then, to my greatest surprise, how can the NWC call the coordinator and give him the instruction that you should onboard the state organizing secretary, because if you are to follow the due process, if the publicity secretary he should not be even the coordinator of the program. But because of they did it, I said that since they have they done it, and then you cannot correct wrong with wrong. And because we need to reconcile the position, we need to harmonize our position so that our members will be registered. That is what I said to them. Then they said, okay, let the organizing secretary be on board. Then any members of the party will be registered without without stopping or denying anybody from his own right as an APC member. So that is exactly what happened. As it is today, even the committee that I constituted last week, they just brought the report from all the 14 local government, highlighting all the issues, local government by local government, all the 14 local government, and all the local government. This is Maru local government. They brought it. This is Talata Mapara. This is Tsape local government. And this is Bakura local government. This is the Kauranamura local government. This is the Marada local government. This is the Anka local government. This is the Bukwim local government. This is Bungudu local government. These are the report from Bernamagaji local government. There's a report from Shinkaipi local government, and final from the Gusau local government. And this is summary from the state committee, which was led by the former commissioner, Abdullahi Mohammed Gurbin Bori. They all their engagement. In some places, they even have the audio clips when some of the members they call the ad hoc staff of the party who are doing the registration. They call them. They said that really there was a instruction for them not to register anybody who is not a supporter of either the Abdulaziz Abakar or Bello Matawali.
All right.
So there's all these audio clips that we have on evidence. Yeah.
All right, interesting perspective there, and
so
I hope
exactly
the NWC will be, taking much more interest in this. But talk to us about what this means for the politics of Zamfara State, because I hear that it's because you also have a governorship ambition, so that's why this is clashing with the power players in Zamfara. What does this mean if indeed your supporters are not registered? Doesn't it look like you're being asked to maybe seek your ambition elsewhere out of the APC?
Well, as a loyal party member, as somebody who has been aspiring to lead the state, for so many reasons. You can see that anybody knows that in the state, the way they want to disenfranchise or deny my supporters from participating in this exercise, simply because that they know we are solely on ground, and they know that there is nobody can take that one from us, so long as we want to go with our aspiration. And they look at it that it's just a way just to undermine my aspiration. But that is the main reason that we called for the stakeholders meeting last week, because we need to hear from the stakeholders, and then from all the, all their contribution and the comment, they said that now they realize that while these people, they were pushing so hard to see that maybe you yourself, you didn't get the party membership registration, because they know that because of your relationship, or because they know that you are co-supporter of President Aswaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they think that the only thing they can do to you is to deny you having party membership register. If you don't have the party membership register, no matter how your people will like you, no matter how people they trust you, no matter how your people want to go by your aspiration, certainly that you don't have the platform to contest in the APC. And they believe that so long as you don't have that membership register, definitely because of the, as I mentioned, because of the way and manner that the understanding and relation that I have with the president, I cannot leave the party because of I didn't have the party membership register. But I said to them that, as a politician, somebody who writes, I started my career as a as a party chairman of ANPP. I became the local government chairman, member, and House of Representatives. Certainly, nobody will say that I will not have a political platform. Only that, it's a normal shenanigans. I always allow them, when they finish their exercise of futility, certainly the road was going to be very, very clear for me and to everybody. So listen, for me, my aspiration is on, and then we'll continue with the aspiration, because it's not an aspiration that we started this year. It's an aspiration that I started it right from 2015. Almost, it was just last year that we celebrated the 10 years anniversary of this aspiration. So they're only doing it. I think they will know that really they will not get they will not get it right. And then
but in this instance,
they will know that really it's about people.
Yeah, in this instance, I mean, all of you are politicians. Matawalle is a serving minister. I mean, you are there, and then of course we have Senator Abdulaziz Yari still there. So all of you are one way or the other lawmakers in the National Assembly or politicians at the federal level within the same party. So does it mean that the APC in Zamfara State has not been meeting? I mean, leaders in Zamfara State have not been meeting, because, I mean, some of the things I'm being told is that there's struggle for leadership of the APC in Zamfara State. So who exactly is the leader of APC in Zamfara? And why is the person not calling for a meeting of political leaders from the state in the party?
As it is, I don't know. Honestly, there is no leadership of APC in Zamfara State. But all I know that there are factional leaders. There are factional leaders in the state, but not one united leadership of the APC in the state. So that's what we are calling for. That is why I even discussed with the national chairman. I said that we need to have a leadership in the state, so that let's come together to avoid having a factional leadership of our party, because we are victims. We know what has happened to the party in 2019, and then certainly it is because of lack of leadership. Even though there are so many scenarios that played out in 2023 general election, I said to many people, I said, we have to ask ourselves why in 2023 we could not get it, despite the fact that Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu won the Zamfara State during the general election. Why we could not produce the governor of the party? So it's something that I think many people, they don't want to answer it, but I believe that the time will answer this question for the people of Zamfara State and beyond.
And have you made any efforts to actually speak with these people? I mean, these other leaders you've talked about, whose names you've mentioned. I mean, shouldn't Matawalle be within reach to you? You all say in Abuja here, including Yari. Have you made any effort to actually let them see your own perspective? I mean, you have just mentioned their names, and it should be easier for you to actually get in touch with them.
You see, it's not about reaching out to any of them. I have my own faction. They have their own faction. So it is not neither me or them will say that, okay, let's come to do this and that. I believe that it is the party, and I'm very happy. I'm glad that the president, out of his own magnanimity, he consulted a committee led by Governor Abiyobi, Memala Buni, in order to reconcile, the agreed members and some other issues that are supposed to resolve all the members across the 36 states and including Abuja. So I think that is the only committee that can do justice to issues like Zamfara State and others. Because for me, okay, now if I say that I'll call Matawalle or I'll call Abdulaziz, I don't know what to tell them. And even if they call me, I don't know, they have nothing to tell me. Because as it is, I always go by history. Because what has happened in 2021, when Matawalle went to defect to APC, Yari and co, they refused or deny him to defect to the APC. I single-handedly, with the support of our boss, Ahmed Sani Rion Bakura, I said, you're welcome, you can come to the party. All my aspiration is to be the governor and my party to have the platform in the state, to have the structure. Now, since you said that if you want to join our party, it's already made put. Let's have you as a governor, so that if you defect into our party, it will add a lot of value and then we'll have the presence in the state as really the plaque that is raising is APC. Then that's why I accepted him away, and then we admitted him into APC, despite the fact that the other group, they denied him. But we did, and then that is why he defected to APC. Right. And then that is the reason why during the party congresses that took place in 2021, we did 60-40. After he defected to APC, he has 60%, we have 40%. And then after the Yari finally agreed, to join what we did, after he realized that really there is no any other alternative than to be and to remain in APC, despite all the attempt that he did, maybe to go to another political party, that later he joined us. Then when he joined us, then he got his ticket to contest, and some other people that he came with, they got their ticket to contest for various positions from the Senate or the National Assembly to the maybe some members of the State Assembly. Though, but after that, then that is when the faction began. Because anytime we're having meeting, they said that Tukur Dampulani is the one representing Matawali, Lawal Kaura is the one representing Abdulaziz Yari. But I asked Matawali, then I said that, you see, we have one party. Why do we allow somebody to represent this, to represent who? Because APC is one, and then let it be one. So, but for you to say that this and that, immediately after the general election, then they factionalized it. They said that anybody who is among the 40%, they don't want to work with him. They said that this one is my supporter, and that is when the faction started. They started it. And then, so since they know who started it, they know their reason for starting the faction. So even if maybe among us, somebody need to call someone, I think they are not supposed to call us, say that, okay, come, let's sit down and do what is possible. Come, let's sit down and address what is going to be addressable. That's what I expected from them, actually.
Yeah, but they have also accused you of anti-party activities. But, I mean, they said that you actually fighting the APC, and that's why you need to be pushed out. Don't forget, sometime last year, yourself and Matawali had issues, and then, of course, several northern groups were asking you to stand down, including that you're sponsoring some groups against Matawali, and that's part of the problems he's been facing, with his image being damaged as a terrorist sympathizer and all of that. Could any of those things be true?
You see that is, the Matawali antecedent, it is very, very clear to anybody. When he was the governor, there was a time he was in the press that he addressed people that any time when Abdulaziz Yari came to the state, he used to organize meeting with the bandit, and then the bandit will start killing people. He said he himself, he will go to Mahara and arrest Abdulaziz Yari, because according to him, he said that he is more stupid than Abdulaziz. If he think he has ego, he has whatever, then he will go that one, because he will not allow it. Any time when Abdulaziz Yari came to the state, there is some security breach. Particularly, he mentioned that he has been holding meeting with bandit, and moreover, there was a time he alleged that Abu Dantabawa, who happens to be a close ally to Abdulaziz Yari Abakar, he said that he said that as I'm quoting, he said that Abu Dantabawa is currently meeting with the bandit in his house, and he ordered for his arrest. When he was arrested, I led some other APC members. Then we went to the police command in the state, seeking for redress and seeking for justice for Abu Dantabawa, with all the intervention from all quarters before Abu Dantabawa was released. So if somebody like Matole is saying this and that, I only laugh. It's somebody that me, I don't want to join issues with him at all, because if he has the people that he need to settle down or to to address issues with them is people like Kamarawa, people like Murtala Asada. That is the people that he need to talk to, he need to address, and then and in this regard, even Mr. President, honestly, he need to, because I read something I think last week also, where there is ongoing operation in many states, and anybody that is being suspected of even alleged or maybe conniving in this banditry and some heinous activities across the country, that joint operation they are picking them for interrogation. However, since there is a lot of accusation and from many people, Asada, Kamara, and others about Matoli, so it's equally let the president allow the security to do a thorough investigation and to do the needful so that they will have sanity in our government. Nobody will look at our government and say that this government is doing this. This government is meeting with some people that from the public perception, people are having a negative mind or biased mind against them. And because look at during late president, what has happened when many people are mocking our government, they say that they are making reference to the former governor of Kano, Abdullah Umar Ganduje. So all this, is something that's, as a leader, you just need to do justice to to your leadership. You need to do justice to the party and everything. So that's why I don't want to honestly join issues with him. And then looking at looking at the issue of the anti-party, whatever, nobody will have any reason to say that I did an party. I say that if because Matola lost election in Zamfara state, that is the reason they said that I did anti-party. So now who did anti-party in Kaduna state? That president didn't win Kaduna. Who did anti-party in Katsina? Who did anti-party in Yobe? Who did anti-party in Gombe? Who did anti-party in Lagos? Where the president came from?
All right.
So now, but despite the fact that president, despite the fact that president is is Yoruba, is from Southwest, but he won Zamfara state. You ask yourself why. But Matole is from Zamfara. According to he said that he is a Fulani, and then why he lost in Zamfara state, and then why Matole he has two state assembly members in his own local government, but he lost one to PDP.
All right.
So now who did anti-party to him?
Interesting.
So that's the issue of anti-party. I just look at, and then look at if you look at even the presidential result, the difference between Atiku and Aswaju in Zamfara state is 104,000 votes, but more than 30,000 votes came from my constituency. So you see, it's just that I only consider this frivolous allegation against me as an allegation. If you know that you are fighting a cause that you yourself know that you cannot finish it. Certainly, you can only bring some frivolous and malicious, allegations that you can think you can.
All right, Honorable Jaji.
Yes, so
but we don't have enough time. I just want to ask you this question before I let you go. In 2021, you were part of those who actually brought Governor Abdulaziz Yari, former Governor Abdulaziz Yari, put in place a reconciliation committee that made him to emerge to be recognized as the leader of the APC in Zamfara state. So what has changed between that time and now that you have refused to recognize Yari as the leader of the APC in Zamfara state?
You see, maybe you didn't get it right. Remember, in 2021, before Matawale defected to APC, we came together, all the group, that is GL group, myself, the current governor, Dauda, Masurda Ali, Let Sagir Hamidu, Honorable Wakala, and others. Then after Wakala and others joined the other group. But later, since some of them they are supporting Matole as a PDP governor, which me, I am an APC supporter. I said that we need to come, we have to vary our understanding, we have to vary our grievances, we have to come together as a party to build the party, because then we're an opposition opposition party in the state. Now we come together as an opposition. After we come together, Yari is the immediate first governor then. Then we sat down, unanimously we agreed that let him lead the APC then. But when Matawale joined the APC, remember I was even in your station, then they said that they will not recognize Matawale as an APC leader. But I was there, I testified before anybody and everybody that matters to either listen or to hear us. I said that by law, by law or by tradition of our party, the incumbent governor is the leader of the party. Now, since Matola joined the party, he is a leader of the party. So that is why I didn't. So that the scenario are two is different. What has happened before is completely different from what is happening now.
All right, just very quickly,
yes.
On the last note, if your supporters are not eventually registered during this e-registration and President Tinubu's intervention doesn't look like it's going to resolve the crisis, what next for you?
I will not empty my supporters, honestly. You know, my politics is not about me, it's about the people. That's why I cannot take any decision unless what myself and my supporters agree or decide on what to do. You know, I said to many people, I always remain loyal to my state, and I have no any other state than per state. And then you cannot be there unless you and the people that are in the state, or you and the people that you are looking for their mandate, or you and the people that they are supporting you, unless that you come together and understand and come up with a resolution on what to do. So that is how it is. So that's why my loyalty always goes to whatever decision that we are going to take, me and my supporters in the state. But what I know and what I believe, even the national chairman will not allow such injustice to stand in the party, because I say that I believe in his own political sagacity, and I believe that he has all it takes to manage, because he has the ability to manage any issues. Because this issue for me is an issue that can be managed easily. Because even though somebody called me, honestly, I will not. Somebody called me. He said that, Jaji, do you know that Yari is bragging that he's the one sponsoring the party, this under nature, not APC. Nobody can brag that he's sponsoring the APC.
All right.
Thank God that he is very lucky. He is very lucky that no. Right. I said, thank God that president he is very lucky. The president Ashwadu is somebody who has a large heart. Even not because of his large heart, he will not even come closer to the administration, because at a point he worked against him. He said that he don't want him to be the president. He supported the then Vice President Osibanjo. But out of whatever, Asuaju bring all and sundry as a father, as a leader. He said, all right. Of you, let's come and build our nation. Let's come and have a Nigeria that can work for everybody. And that is the essence of having a renewable agenda. All and right. That is the reason why I said, why even Yari, he don't want, maybe he thought sort of the thing that he said about even the president. I'm going to say it, I have said it to president before. I didn't say any of the, because it's somebody that he didn't even believe that really has even the models or whereabouts to be the president. But maybe in another time, if they want to continue with the fight, they will fight. We are ready to do it, because we are equal to tax. We did it before, and God is there for us all the time. I will continue to do it.
Well, we just hope that the APC national chairman's intervention would actually go for me, because he's a young person like you, and the president says he's listening to everyone, and he's also going to create, fairer opportunities. But we must thank you so much, Honorable Aminu Sani Jaji, for joining us from Kaduna to take a look at some of the challenges facing the registration of the APC, and we just hope that all of you will ensure that peace continues to reign in Zamfara State and the people benefit from good governance. Thank you so much for joining us.